This workshop is going to change the game. It has taken me years and years and years to go out into the field and learn how to be proactive and how to handle objections the right way without coming off pushy, without coming off salesy, but coming off as an educator. And I was just talking to, who was outside? My man Cody, Shalisa, then Zakia popped up too. I was just telling them, we're not salesmen. We are not salesmen. We are not saleswomen. All right? We are educators. All right? You can't sell anything unless you educate first. And you can't educate anyone else until you educate yourself. Ooh, remember that, Colin? Ooh, think about what I just said. You can't sell anything unless you educate first. And you can't educate anyone unless you educate yourself. All right? So what we're going to do is this workshop, we're going to be educating ourselves on how to handle every objection. And we are going to explain how to handle the objections, why objections need to be handled, and the how to. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
There we go. Come on, let's do this. All right, so what we're going to do first is we're going to write down every objection, the main objections that you hear. Don't tell me that one objection that you hear when you see the alien on planet Mars. I want to know the main objections that you guys hear for the most part. Let's hear them.
Want to think about it.
All right, so they want to think about it.
Can't afford it.
Want to think, can't afford, what else?
I
Let's
have
go.
enough. I have enough insurance.
Need more prepaid.
Have enough.
Don't believe in life insurance.
I was about to say, don't want to talk about it.
Don't believe. So don't believe in money.
Don't need it. They don't need it. Not gonna die right now.
All right, don't need it. All right, what else?
Haven't even saved enough for that.
Yeah, savings and investments.
There we go. Use savings. All right, what else?
Military disability.
Military. Come on, there we go. Y'all gotta, I need more. Y'all should be throwing them out. There's so many other ones y'all haven't said. There we go.
Funerals.
There we go. Prepaid funerals.
Donate bodies to science.
There we go.
In the backyard.
Donate my body to science.
Still have inheritance waiting for them.
All right, same thing as savings. What else?
Family's gonna pay for it.
There we go. Mom has insurance. Come on, it's one big one that you hear that y'all haven't even said
Work
yet.
insurance.
Work insurance. So group coverage.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what else? It's another big one.
Money in the bank.
We already said that.
Oh, you
Savings.
did. Savings, okay.
Financial advisor.
Yeah.
Y'all been in the field or what? What's going on?
Since I've had
That's because
recently,
you've been in the hood, Cody.
don't have financial advisors.
Y'all have
I feel your pain.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard, I have a financial advisor. It's because you've been working in the 30,000 income below. All right.
Everybody has time.
All right. What else? Any other objections that can come to mind?
Cremation?
There we go. Come on, that's an objection. There we go. Now we talking. Cremation. All right. What else? Any other ones? Think about what you heard last week. Think about what you heard 2 weeks ago.
I had some
Bury me in the
specific, like,
backyard.
screw my family. Yeah, bury me in the backyard, throw me in a hole.
Yeah, that's what I
They
said.
don't care. Yeah.
Or
Somebody told me they was gonna live forever. They just
forever.
don't care what
Yeah,
happens.
just
They
don't
gone,
care.
they gone. They're
Yeah, they
from
don't
their
have any family to leave anything through, basically, in essence.
All right, bet. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start right here because we've taken up the entire board. All right. So here's what I want to talk to you guys about: is how to deal with this stuff. Okay. You guys know what the objections are. Here they are. These are the objections. There's really nothing else that you guys can get besides something that's very similar to this that you can actually put in this category, right? So what I want to teach you guys how to do is hear the objection before the objection actually becomes an objection. All right? Some of y'all are like, what are you talking about? I want you to hear the objection before it becomes an objection. All right? If you walk into someone's home and they say, well, yeah, I don't really need life insurance. I got a ton of money saved up. They haven't told you no yet. You haven't showed them a price. Until you can show them the price and offer them an option, and they tell you no, they haven't told you no. So I want you guys to get really good at actually hearing the objection and putting it where?
In your back pocket.
Put it in your back pocket. You got to hear the objection before you get to any price point, and put the objection in your back pocket. All right? Let me tell you why that's important. We're going to write it on the back here. Here's why it's important. People don't understand, y'all. They don't understand. One of the objections was, I got work insurance. People don't understand that once they leave their job or retire, they lose their group insurance. People don't understand that if something's given to you, it can be taken away. Sears just took away 30,000 different retirees' group life insurance. Over 30,000 people lost their insurance. These people don't understand that. So you got to be able to hear that objection and take that objection and not let it bother you. All right? And you have to deal with it at a certain part of the presentation. I think the perfect part of the presentation to deal with an objection is at the needs analysis. All right? You hear the objection, you handle the objection right then and there. If you can handle the objection at the needs analysis, you're going to win every single time because you haven't shown them a price. There's no price. So you get them to see things the way that you see it by you educating them. Okay? So let me give you an example. Let's say you walk into the home, right? And as soon as you walk into the home, the husband say, yeah, Andrea, we didn't really mean to waste your time. I'm sorry that you had to come out here, but we got plenty of group insurance through our job, so I'm letting you know right now we're not going to buy anything from you. If you start talking about their group insurance right then and there, you lost. They're going to put their guard up. Buyers are liars. They're going to tell you anything just to make everything sound right. They're going to tell you, no, my group insurance don't work like that. You're going to lose every single time. So never walk right into the house and start going backwards and forth with them trying to beat their objection up. You're going to lose every single time. Instead, what you should do is, when you walk into the home and they say, Andre, man, I'm so sorry the wife had you come out here. We have plenty of group insurance through our jobs. We're not going to need any more insurance. We are not in the market for insurance. Instead of going backwards and forth with them, what you do instead is you say this. Joe, that's great. My job is just to go over the programs with you. I don't really care what you do with them. I just drove from Richmond to explain the will kit and explain the programs to you. I need you to fill out an officer report form that's going to go back to my company to let them know I did my job. I want to make sure I keep my job. But the good news is, if this stuff won't help you, it's not going to hurt you. Can we use your table? It doesn't take long. You have to just get to the table. Don't start with objections. Don't start trying to deal with objections at the door or at the table or at the beginning of the presentation. You have to deal with objections at the needs analysis. That's where you deal with them at. You don't touch them nowhere else. Okay? Whatever objection they give you, you take that objection, you put it right in your back pocket. Okay, so you think your group insurance is going to be there for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that objection, I'm going to put it in my back pocket. And then I'm going to make you love me, and I'm going to educate you throughout the entire process. I'm going to educate you throughout the entire time that I'm there. And I'm going to get you on my side, because the things that I'm going to be telling you, you're going to be learning the entire time. Wow, this guy knows what he's talking about. Wow, I didn't know that. So guess what? When we get to the needs analysis, that's when we're going to actually discuss how group insurance works. All right? There's a proper time and a proper place, and it's at the needs analysis. All right? Y'all got questions so far? Y'all get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all get what I'm saying? I try to tell my son in boxing, I took my son to Oxon Hill, Maryland to spar, and he sparred 4 national champions. Not 1, 4. And what I do is I make my son spar them all back to back to back to back. So they get rest. My son don't. So my son is more tired, and I do it strategically on purpose so he can learn how to fight tired. So a lot of times he goes out there and the kids are throwing a bunch of punches and they're trying to fight, and he's trying to match them. No, you don't have to fight right now. You don't have to fight right now. There's no reason that you got to fight right now. There's 1 minute and 30 seconds in the round. You don't have to fight the whole minute and 30 seconds. You fight throughout the round when you want to fight. So if they come out throwing a bunch of punches in the first 30 seconds, let them. All right? Move around them. All right? Hold them up. Grab them a little bit. All right? Move around them. Get your distance. And right when they slow down and you ready to fight, that's when you fight. When you want to fight. And you'll win the round. Okay? Half the time, what happens in the beginning of the round, the referees don't even remember. They don't even remember when the round is over. Most of the time, the referees remember the last 15, 20 seconds of the round and how they felt during that last round. It's the exact same thing with closing in the house. It's the exact same thing. When you walk into the home and they hit you with that objection and they tell you that they don't need insurance, they forget that they even told you that when you've been there for 45 minutes to an hour and you've been educating them the entire time. Y'all with me?
Yep.
All right, so let's talk about some of these objections. But I want you guys to write this down. All right, I want you to write down exactly how to respond when they try to hit you with an objection and it's not at the proper place. All right? So Brianna, tell me, I want you guys to throw out all the objections that we was writing down one by one, and I want you to watch how I respond to them. All right? And when somebody else is throwing it out, I want you to be taking notes on how I respond to them. Okay? Y'all ready?
Yep.
Start with you, Brianna. The next person to shoot something else out, and we'll go from there.
I have work insurance through my job.
Oh, okay, great. That's really good. It's just my job to kind of go over the benefits for you and walk you through it. There's an officer report form, Brianna, that I'm going to need you and your husband to fill out that kind of goes back to my company to let them know I did my job. It really doesn't matter to me what you do with the programs. It's just my job to explain it to you. The good news is, if it's not going to help you, it's not going to hurt you. Should I take my shoes off?
No.
Somebody else give me another objection.
I'm prepaid, funerals.
Oh, you did prepaid funerals?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, that's great. It's just my job to walk you through the program. They set up certain programs for all the members. And whether you deal with the programs or not, there's an officer report form that I'm going to need you to fill out that goes back to my company, lets them know I did my job. So the good news is if it's not gonna help you, it's not going to hurt you either. But it doesn't matter to me what you do with the programs. I just need to explain them to you. All right? Can we use your table?
I need to discuss this stuff with my financial advisor before I make a decision.
Discuss what?
Any type of life insurance.
Oh, okay. No, it's just my job to go over the programs for you. You probably already have life insurance, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to be going over benefits today. If you didn't have life insurance, we will have a completely different conversation. So there's an officer report form that I'm going to need you to fill out that goes back to my company to let them know I actually did my job. Plus, I drove all the way from Richmond. Man, that was an hour and a half drive. So while I'm here, it's better off if I just explain it, because the more people I see, the more I get paid. And this is how I provide for my family at the end of the day. So could we use your table?
Sure.
Donate my body to science.
You're going to donate your body to science?
Mhm.
Why did you tell me that? Why did you tell me that?
What?
Yeah.
Because I don't need whatever you're here for.
Okay, I understand. It basically is just my job to explain the programs to you. When you requested the will kit, we actually ordered it for you, and now I have it here. So it's my job just to walk you through it and answer your questions. I don't care what you do with any of the programs. I just answer your questions and explain what they set up for you. There's an officer report form that's going to go back to my company to let them know I did my job. So regardless of what you do, I just need you to fill out that officer report form that lets them know I actually did my job and I wasn't over at Burger King on my Facebook or Instagram. So could we use your table?
Yeah, I guess, but I already got an attorney that took care of the will.
Oh, that's okay. This will is still yours. Typically, you have to update your will every 3 to 5 years anyways. So if you already had an attorney look for it, or if you got another attorney that's going to do it, you can actually use this will. I'm going to leave it with you. Since you requested it, we ordered it.
Okay.
Okay, so it doesn't take long at all. I'll be out of here before you know it. I got about 10 other people I need to see today. So I just want to make sure I can explain this to everyone while I'm in the area. So it doesn't take long. Is your spouse home?
Yeah, she's here.
Okay, can we use your table?
Yeah.
All right, hopefully y'all get what I'm saying. What I'm telling y'all is don't do this. I don't care what they tell you. Listen, I don't care what they tell you. At the door, I'm sorry, sir, but I'm sorry. How many times have y'all heard this? I've heard it a million times. I'm sorry that my wife had you come out here. She didn't know that my mother has a life insurance policy on us, and we're not in the market for life insurance. I could probably not even qualify to get any more life insurance. You think I'm about to say, oh, you know what? It was nice meeting you, sir, and leave? No, I'm going to do the presentation, because here's what I've learned. I've learned over the last 10 years from going into homes that it is very, very few people that have what they need. Either they have term and nothing guaranteed, or they have universal life and nothing guaranteed, or they have accidental from the credit union and they pay $10 a month for it and they think that it's the best insurance plan ever because they only pay $10. Oh, my insurance is great. See, people think insurance is good based off the cost. That's how they label if their insurance is good.
Yeah.
It's based off the cost. So they'll have $300,000 for $30 a month, and they'll brag about it. Ooh, girl, you need to get my insurance man.
Yeah, I'm
He,
like, why
he
you
got
paying
me.
80
I
for
got
30?
$300,000. We only pay $30 a month. That's how they view the quality of their insurance based off the cost, and that couldn't be furthest from the truth.
The opposite.
It's the complete opposite. Okay. Oh well, we don't need any. We don't need any insurance because I saved $20,000, and since I saved $20,000, I'm going to pay for my funeral that way. What? That couldn't be farthest from the truth. That $20,000 that you have right now saved up, you may not have 20 years from now when you need it. You may not have that $20,000. People don't die in their sleep. They have hospital, medical bills, debt that they incur debt from. You never know. You might need that money while you're alive. So you can't go based off that. But they don't see it the way that you see it. That's why when they tell you that at the door, oh yeah, we're going to pay for our funerals. We don't need no insurance. Oh, no, that's fine. I don't care. No, I'm the middleman. My job is just to explain this stuff to you. My job is to get you the will kit. My job is to explain the programs. It doesn't take long. All right? The more people I see, the more I get paid. So it's a win-win because if it don't help you, it's not going to hurt you either. So should I take my shoes off? Is your spouse home? I'm getting into the door. I just drove 2 hours. I just drove an hour. I just drove 30 minutes. I'm getting into the door. And the reason that I'm getting into the door is because I know that there's a very small chance that you're going to have exactly what you need. I know it is. You don't know how many times I walked into a house and they had $200,000 of universal life and they were smiling from ear to ear when I walked in. But by the time I broke it down and explained it, they were like, what are we going to do? I got the solution. It's called whole life. Let me show you exactly what you should do. All right, which we're going to talk about soon. Okay? So let's break these insurance policies down. Y'all got any questions about how you should handle an objection when you're at the door? Any questions? Fabian, any questions? Good. So at the door, never go backwards and forth about their insurance. You take that objection that they're giving you, put it into your back pocket. It's that simple. You put it into your back pocket. Okay? So let's start crossing off these objections. And we're going to get all this on recording. And you guys can take notes. And I'm going to upload this recording on YouTube. So when y'all get home and y'all studying and y'all growing so that you can perfect your craft and actually build a skill, you can actually learn how to beat these objections up the exact same way that I would. Okay? So let's talk about don't believe in life insurance. Let's talk about the first one. I think Jamar gave us this one, right?
Yeah.
They don't believe in life insurance. All right? Sales is a transfer of belief. You explain to them, educate them, and how life insurance can do nothing but help them. All right? So if someone was to tell me, Andre, we don't believe in that life insurance, I'm going to say, why not? So let's try it, Jamar. Why not? Why don't you believe in it?
Nobody in my family ever had life insurance, and we're well off financially.
Okay, but why don't you believe in life insurance?
I've seen too many scams on TV, and you probably have the same type of products as far as scamming me.
Okay, so you've seen scams on life insurance on TV. What TV shows you watching? What channel were you watching?
Just just on commercials. I've seen stuff in the mail. I've even had people come up to my door that I didn't really believe in.
What was the scam? Like, what was the scam? Help me out.
People were, trying to get people involved with life insurance, and they never heard from that person or that company again. I also want to be a victim of that type of scam.
Okay, so here's what I want you guys to do. If you guys notice, I wish I had two boards, so I wouldn't have to keep turning it. But the first thing I did was I isolated the issue. I identified what the real issue was. Okay? That's the first thing I had to do. I couldn't just jump in and start talking about why he should believe in life insurance if I don't understand why he don't believe in it. So the reason he's saying that he doesn't believe in life insurance is because He's met people that offered the insurance, and what'd you say?
And it didn't pay out, or I never heard from him again.
Okay. So he met someone that had a policy that did not pay out. Or he met someone that was bad in communication. Easy solution. Easy solution. All right? Jamar, can I be honest with you?
Mm-hmm.
Can I just talk to you like your brother,
Yeah.
family member? I can?
Yeah.
Okay. I definitely understand what you're saying. Okay, here's what I can tell you. Life insurance is nothing but money. That's all it is. You're buying dollars for pennies. You're putting your family in a situation to have a guaranteed payout the day that you walk out of here. We're going to walk in, we're going to provide them with money. So I've noticed you said things like you've seen situations where companies didn't pay out. That's exactly why we don't send brochures out. We actually come out to see you guys so we can explain the different types of life insurance that exist, so we can properly explain to you which policy that you should have. You have certain policies that terminate when you get a certain age. You have certain policies that's for investment purposes. And then you have policies like the one that we offer and the ones that we recommend that are guaranteed for your entire life as long as you pay your premium. Okay? Do you know what a financial advisor is?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you worked with a financial advisor before?
Not personally, no.
Okay, my company, American Income Life, we work with over 30,000 different unions, over 30,000 different financial advisors, over 30,000 different benefit representatives. And they picked our company over every other company because they know what we say is exactly what we put on paper. Okay? So I'm not saying that you're going to need hundreds of thousands of life insurance. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you need $100,000, $200,000 of insurance. But what I am saying, based off what I'm hearing from you, you want a burial, your wife wants a burial, I would recommend that you have something that's permanent that will pay out, because there's nothing in life permanent as far as stocks, investments, or savings like life insurance. No one can touch your life insurance. Not Uncle Sam, no one. So if you assign your wife Sharon to be the beneficiary for your program, as long as you pay your premium, Sharon will get this program. She will get that $15,000 or that $30,000 or that $40,000 that we set up for you. So really, it's all about cost. It's all about can you afford it. So let me ask you this, Jamar. If we set you up with one of our programs, $30,000 for you, $30,000 for Sharon, will you eventually use this program at some point?
Yeah, eventually, yeah. Everybody dies.
Yeah, because you're going to die. Okay. If we set you up with this program, is it going to take food off the table or have you borrow money for gas?
No.
So you're going to use it. It's not going to take food off the table. I suggest you do it. Get your foot in the door, lock in this program, and I promise you, as you get older, if anything happens to you, you'll be happy that you set this program up when you did, because you're never going to be younger than you are today or healthier, so it's never going to be cheaper than it is today. Okay? Do you think it makes sense to go with the $30,000 or $15,000? So, here's what I'm teaching y'all today. I'm teaching you guys how to educate, how to give the best advice, and move on to the next person. Everything that I just said to Jamar was the truth. I educated them on why my advice was better than what he was saying. And if he still doesn't want to do it, you know what I'm going to go do?
Close that laptop and go.
I'm going to go spend time with the next person. Here's what I need you guys to understand with closing. You guys can't sell ignorance. That's the first thing you guys need to understand. You cannot sell ignorance. If you have somebody that don't want to listen to you, I guarantee you that there are people in the world that you can try to sell them a $100 bill for $20 and they won't buy it. Okay? Good, I got $100 for you, just give me $20. The place that I'm going, they don't accept hundreds. I need $20. Nah, it's too good to be true. They won't do it. Show me 100, I'm gonna take it. Let's go. Switch me out. But you have some people that won't do it. All right? So you can't sell ignorance. So don't attempt to sell ignorance. Give the people the best advice, like I just did with Jamar, and it will work. I promise you. You will close more people than you don't close, because you're educating them and you're teaching them the stuff that they need to know. And if they're smart, they're going to say, wow, that does make a lot of sense. Honey, what do you think? Okay? Do I get what I'm saying?
Yes, how much time do you give them though? How much time do you put into it? If
There's
you
no
feel-
time
if
frame.
you feel like you're right there.
There's no time
and
frame.
getting them over it.
There's no time frame. It's all about how I feel. So if I'm talking to them and they're like, That makes a lot of sense. We just don't know if we can afford it. Okay. Now I'm gonna give y'all a little bit more time. I'm gonna work with y'all and I'm gonna try to reduce it. But if I give that response to Jamar or to a client like I just gave Jamar, and they say, we want to think about it. After all I just said, that's your response. It was nice meeting you. You can think as long as you want.
Especially if they say it in that tone.
Yeah, you can think as long as you want. Because what I'm not gonna do is spend an hour with you.
Yeah.
Because I'm wasting my time, I'm wasting your time, and I could be meeting with someone else. So I'm not gonna spend an hour with you. It's over. I'm not doing it. All right, let's keep it going. What's the next objection? What was the next one?
I have enough insurance.
So we're gonna go back to I have enough. Isolate issue. We're gonna isolate the issue, and then we are going to give best advice. Educate and give best advice. Isolate the issue. Figure out why. Why are they telling you this? Okay. Give best advice and then educate.
Send another pattern here.
Okay? So, let's go right down. Use savings. Remember, when are we going to start talking about this stuff?
In the needs analysis.
We're going to talk about it at the needs analysis. When we bring it up in the needs analysis, are they bringing it up or are we bringing it up? We're bringing it up. So we're basically fighting when we want to fight.
Correct.
All right? Just like I tell my son in the ring. When you get ready to throw them haymakers and you want to rumble like Sugar Ray Leonard, then you do it. But don't let them make you do it. And it's the same way in the business. All right? So let's say now we're at use savings. I'm going to bring it up at the needs analysis. Okay? Cody, Kiana, how much you guys bring home monthly kind of roundabout?
Like together?
5,000? Beautiful. Okay. Any life insurance through your job?
All right. No, we don't.
Nothing?
No, we're gonna use our savings.
Well, you're not going to say that right now.
Right then?
Oh, you know what? Let's say you did say it.
I've
Let's
heard
say you
that
did say it.
before.
Yeah, let's say you did say it. So what life insurance do you have through your job? You don't?
We opted out.
Okay. Okay. Any life insurance outside of your job that you pay for on your own?
No.
Okay. Any money saved for your kids' college education?
Couple thousand.
Kids taken care of? Any mortgage balance?
Yeah, about we got 30-year mortgage, paid half of it off already. So.
Okay, perfect. Here's what I can tell you guys. You guys are doing an amazing job. For as long as I've been doing this, I already know what this computer is going to recommend you. I already know it. And here's what I'm going to tell you. One of the biggest reasons why they have us come out is because what a lot of our members were doing before is that they were planning on using their savings. See, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it back out of my pocket now. Put your phones on mute for me. They said, I'm going to take it back out of my pocket. Y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
So when they told me in the beginning, at the beginning you told me that you were going to use your savings, you didn't need life insurance, then I put it in my pocket. Once we get to the needs analysis, now I'm going to take it out of my pocket because I'm going to remember what you told me, right? So, Cody, Kiana, one of the reasons why they have us come out is because what a lot of our members were doing in the past, they were planning on using their savings to pay for their funeral and to pay for their final expenses. The problem that they were having with this is that if you generate money right now and you save it right now, that's money that you should be using while you're alive, okay? Because you never know what can happen to you before you pass away. The money that you have in your savings right now is what you guys could be using to take care of things that you need to pay for right now. Let's say you die and you don't die in your sleep, because most people don't die in their sleep. They have heart attacks, cancer, stroke. Let's say you die and you pass away from cancer. Cancer is the leading cause of bankruptcy. If you incur $250,000 in medical debt, what is the money that you have saved up going to be worth to a hospital or a doctor? Let's say, for an example, you're in a situation you have to live in a nursing home. The average nursing home costs $8,000 a month. If you have $50,000 saved up, how many months before you run out of money and you have to qualify for Medicaid, which is no more than $1,500 a month? You see? So earlier I heard you mention that you wanted to save your money to pay for your funeral. But I'm here to tell you one of the biggest reasons why they have us come out is because there are a lot of things that can happen if you take that route. So I'm not telling you that you guys, that this is going to recommend you $100,000, $200,000 of insurance. I'm not saying that you need that much. What I'm saying is you want to make sure that you have something permanent, something guaranteed. So if you guys get in your 70s or 80s, and you need the $30,000 to pay for your funeral, but you spent it on other things like living, this program will be in place to take care of your funeral and final expenses. Does that make sense? Okay? So, like I said, just for as long as I've been doing this, I already know what it's going to recommend you. Let's see what it recommended you. So now, I handled the objection, and you guys are going to have this on the recording. Now, I handled the objection when I want to. I handle it at the needs analysis when they was really not even thinking about it anymore. They set it at the door, I took it, put it in my pocket, and then we handled it. Let's move on. Next one, military. Same thing. Same thing. All right? Somebody give me the objection about military insurance.
Yeah, I'm 100% service connected, everything's taken care of, everything's paid for, and I got my VGLI, so I'm good.
They're gonna take care of everything.
Okay, yep, it's just my job to go over the program for you. Okay, so you do whatever you want with it. There's an officer report form that's going to go back to the company. I just need you to fill it out to let them know I actually did my job. Either way, it doesn't really matter to me. I'm just kind of like the middleman. The more people I see, the more I get paid. So it's just my job to explain it to you. Could you fill out that officer report form before I go?
I guess. Yeah.
Okay, is your spouse home?
Yeah, she's here.
Okay, this doesn't take long. If it's not going to help you, it's definitely not going to hurt you. Can we use your table?
Yeah.
Practice this stuff. I haven't done a presentation in forever, and look how it's still coming out. So just imagine when I was in my prime out in the field closing deals. I was probably speaking in Spanish. So what I do is I take it and I put it in my back pocket. He told me he had what, Sharon?
Military.
Told me he had military insurance. All right. So now when I get to the needs analysis, I bring it up. Now I'm gonna bring it up, okay? Because I heard the objection. Now I bring it up when I want to bring it up. All right. So Dan, I know earlier you told me that you guys had military insurance, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much insurance do you guys have in the military?
400,000.
Okay, you got 400,000 for you and for the wife.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other insurance outside of that?
No need.
Okay. So let me explain one of the biggest reasons why they have us come out. Everything is why I come out. Everything is. This is why I come out. This is why I come out. This is why I come out. This is why they send us out here. This is why they have me here. This is why we don't send you brochures in the mail and let you pick and choose what you want. This is why we actually come to you. Everything is a service. This is why they have me come out here. We handle the benefits for the veterans. We handle the benefits for the AMVETS, the American Legion, the VFW. I know all about the benefits for the veterans, okay? The $400,000 that you have through your insurance with the military is amazing, okay? The biggest reason why they have us come out is because it's not about having life insurance. It's about having the right type of insurance. So if anything was to happen to you today, you'll be fine. $400,000 will pay out. But the biggest reason why they have us come out, is because your VGLI is term insurance, all right? So every 4 years, this insurance policy is going to get more expensive and more expensive and more expensive because it's term insurance. See, let me make this make sense for you. How much do you pay for your term insurance?
$268.
You pay how much?
$268.
$268 what?
$268 a month.
A month for you, for both of you, or just for you?
Just for me.
Okay, so right now you pay $268.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if I take $268 and times it by 12, what do we come up with?
3216.
So 268 times 12 is what?
3216.
So even though that sounds a lot for the VGLI insurance, we're just going to go with this number because that sounds like a lot.
You're 55 at that point.
Okay, so you decided to be a 55-year-old man. Okay,
Yep.
all right. So, so have your premium ever changed?
Yeah.
So it's already changed?
Yeah.
You see how I got you already? You see
Oh,
how I
know
got
how
you
to
already?
split up.
I got you right now.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So you paid $268, right?
Mm-hmm.
So did you start off paying $268?
Absolutely not.
How much was it before?
I couldn't even tell you at this point.
How much do you think it was if you had to guess? If you had to put a number on it?
$50.
$50. So you went from $50 to $268, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have an amazing insurance policy because if you were to die right now, they're going to pay out $400,000. But the insurance company has to get their money because if they don't, they'll go bankrupt. If they pay out $400,000, if you're only paying $50 a month. So what happens is that throughout those terms, your insurance costs more and more money based off your age. So now you're at $268. You started off at $50. what's gonna happen is, I hate to be the person to tell you this, but what's gonna happen is as you get older into your 60s, into your 70s, that 268 is gonna go from 268 to potentially $600, to potentially $1,000, to potentially $1,500, to potentially $2,000. If your program goes to $268 to $2,000 a month, would you be able to pay for it?
No.
And that's why they have us come out here. Okay? So let me show you what I mean. If you take 268 and you times it by 12, what is that a year, Raheem?
32
You can be Raheem. So Shalisa, what is it?
32.16.
3,200 and what?
16.
16. All right? Take 400,000 and divide it by 32.16.
124.37.
You would have to live to be 124 years old for this insurance company to actually benefit from this policy. How many people live to be 124 years old?
None.
So what's going to happen is that they're going to actually increase the premium to match up to if you were to die at the normal life expectancy for a man, which is 80, 85 years old. So this premium is going to get more expensive. So Dan, you've done an amazing job with this policy. Shalisa, you guys have a great policy. You guys have done an amazing job. Smart decision, because if you were to die yesterday or if you were to die today, it'd pay out $400,000. But here's what I'm going to tell you. For as long as I've been doing this, I know what it's going to recommend you. Okay? I'm not saying that you need $100,000 or $200,000 of life insurance. I'm just saying you need something that's guaranteed, something that's permanent. So if you do get 75, 80, and you can't pay for this term from the VGLI, you'll always have this in place. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Shalisa, does that make sense to you?
It does.
Do you understand why they have us come out here now?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see what it recommends.
Can
Then
you
I
show
press
them
submit.
flip too?
What do you mean the flip?
The flip is where they're like, no, it's never increased in cost on me.
Well, if that's the case, they're only paying like $50 a month for it. They're paying
Because
something
they're
really
probably
small.
stable.
They can get it to where it drops down in coverage amount, and they
Okay.
can pay a change in cost. They may not be aware of that.
Basically, what Dan is saying is sometimes the insurance representatives are smart. So what they do is they say,
It'll
you
pay
know
for
what?
itself
You know what? I told them that the premium was going to be $80 a month,
Forever.
so I got to keep it $80 a month. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back out and I'm gonna set them up a new policy where they still pay $80, but now they don't have 400,000. Now they got 120,000.
Yeah.
So what happens is every year that it's time, every time that it's time for their policy to renew and cost, the premium stays the same, but the face amount decreases. Y'all get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Y'all with me?
Is
So-
that for BGLI
So,
or
so
term?
for everything, for any insurance policy that works like that, if they can keep it the same premium, they reduce the face amount. Okay? So you have to educate them though. But you can't educate them unless you can get to the table and do the presentation. So if you get stuck at the door trying to talk about the VGLI, listen, if you at the door, I'm telling you all right now, if you at the door and you say, hey, let me show you my calculator, I'm telling you right now, they're not letting you in the house. It's not going to work. They're going to be like, no, we're not interested. They're going to shut the door in your face. You have to tell them, oh, okay, no, great. If you didn't have that VGLI, we'd be having a total different conversation. It's just my job to walk you through the program, go over the will kit, go over the program, answer your questions. Oh, there's an officer report form that's going to go back to my company to let them know I did my job. I need you guys to fill this out. I'm telling you right now, I learned how to do this in this business. And as soon as I learned how to do it, I went from closing 8 out of 15, because I was always a good closer, even from the beginning. I might close 6 out of 15, 7 out of 15. I was getting 7 deals a week, probably writing $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 in ALP. Once I started learning how to not butt heads at the door and how to bring up the objection when I'm ready to bring it up, no one taught me this. Once I learned this, it was game over. I was literally closing 14 out of 15. 38 out of 45. All right? 14 out of 16. 18 out of 20. I was closing 80% of everybody that I saw, if not higher. So we got to get this figured out. All right? So that's why we're putting it on recording. So let's keep it going. All right, financial advisor. Same thing. Same thing, y'all. Financial advisor. Oh, well, we have a financial advisor. So if this is about insurance, we can just stop it right here. Oh, no. Nothing against your financial advisor. It's just my job to explain the programs to you. If it's not going to help you, it's definitely not going to hurt you. My job is just to walk you through it. Oh, there's an officer report form that I need you to fill out. All right, kind of lets the company know I'm not over at Burger King on Facebook. They know I'm doing my job. I like my job. I want to make sure I keep it. Could you fill that out before I go? Oh, if that's the case, just come on in. Got him. Got him. That's all I needed. Got him. As soon as I get to that table, oh, nice to meet you, Sharon. Your house is beautiful. Nice to meet you. Thank you, sir, for allowing me to come in and explain all this stuff to you guys. How'd you guys hear about us? Now it's game time. All I needed was them to open up that door. That's all I needed. Open up the door and it's game over. Okay? So he just told me he got a financial advisor. He don't need anything, right? Guess what? At the needs analysis, I'm bringing it right back up. So I'm gonna figure out I'm gonna figure out exactly what type of insurance they got. Because really, here's the thing: I don't care about their financial advisor. A financial advisor's job is to make money. It's two ways. It's two ways that they make money. You know those two ways?
By making you money to make them
Commission.
Oh.
And what else?
By making them
Time. Financial advisors get paid by commission or by their time. Is one of the two ways. So if you call your financial advisor on the phone and y'all talk for an hour about different things, you're paying him just like a lawyer. You ever had an attorney that you called, you thought everything was cool, and they sent you an invoice afterwards? That's how it is with your financial advisor. Okay? Or they're making money from selling you products. So they're commissions. So if you call your financial advisor and say, hey, I just met with this insurance guy, and they think that I should get another $50,000 of insurance, what do you think the financial advisor is going to tell them?
I got you. Let me
if you
hook
then let me get it. Okay.
They're going to say, no, you don't need it. Or they're going to say, yeah, do it through me. I'll be out there.
Exactly.
You know, you get what I'm saying? So now that you guys understand that, all right, y'all understand that? We all on the same page? There's no financial advisor that's going to be like, you know what? That's a really good deal. Yeah, call them. Call them and you tell them you want it. That's never going to happen. That will never happen. All right? So if someone brings up their financial advisor, you put it in your back pocket and then you bring it back up. After you ask all the questions at the needs analysis, how much insurance you got through your job? How much do you have outside of work? Do you have any money saved up for your mortgage? I'm sorry, for your kids' college education. Do you have a mortgage balance? After you ask all those questions, you explain why you're here.
It's not a long-winded question.
Okay.
Would you like explain that to them the way that the financial advisors get paid, like you do?
I would if I need to.
Okay.
So watch this. So I'm gonna say, so one of the biggest reasons why they have us come out here, okay? American Income Life, we work with over 30,000 different labor unions. We also work with over 30,000 different financial advisors and 30,000 different benefit representatives. They picked our company over every other company. So you work with one financial advisor. Would you agree that if we work with over 30,000 and 30,000 all picked our company, all right, we actually have some good products and we have really good programs, and that's why they work with us? Yeah. So what happens is your financial advisor, I'm sure, is a good person. They've set you up with a great plan. But the way that term insurance works is, because in this example you had term insurance. So now I have to beat up his insurance without beating it up. See, you want to explain to the people how their insurance is a problem without making them feel like they made a mistake. Because once they feel like they made a mistake, they're not going to want to make any more decisions. So you never want to tell someone like, ugh, that's a horrible policy. Or, your financial advisor screwed you. You never want to tell them that, because now they're going to go, how do I know you're not going to screw me? Right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to tell them that they got a good plan. Their financial advisor did a good job. But you got to let them know the gap that you found. And if they're really true, good people, they'll give you credit for the gap that you found. Okay? That's what I want. I want somebody that's gonna give me the credit. I don't care if your insurance agent is your brother. All right? If they came out and sold you a universal life policy and you've had it for 10 years and they've never told you that you need a whole life to go with it, come on, do business with me. Give me a chance. You already gave your brother business. Bring the business this way, because if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be here, and your brother would be sitting scratching his head going, I didn't think about that. So give me a chance. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to say, well, you know what, Raheem, Shalisa, you just married to everybody today. Raheem,
We're in Utah.
Zakia, all right. One of the biggest reasons why they have us come out is because what a lot of our members were doing was they were going through their financial advisors. Just so you know, American Income Life, we work with over 30,000 unions, which means we have over 30,000 different benefit representatives that say yes to our company. which means we also have over 30,000 different financial advisors that said yes to our company over any other company that's out there. We're a closed market union label insurance company. If it wasn't for you requesting that will kit, you would have never even found out about us. You wouldn't even be able to have access that the same people like our veterans, police, and firefighters have if it wasn't for our will kit program. So you and your financial advisor has done an amazing job with your coverage, but let me explain the small issue that I see, and I'm going to tell you right now, I know what they're going to recommend you. So right now, you told me that you have 50,000, you two have 50,000 a term outside of your job. Let's say 250. 50,000 is not enough for a financial advisor. So let's say you guys have 250,000. You guys have done an amazing job. Let me explain how term works, because it's not about having life insurance. It's about having the right type. So I want to explain exactly what I'm seeing right now. So you guys have $250,000 of term, right?
Yep.
If you were to die right now, that's going to pay out, right? So you guys have done an amazing job. But only 2% of term policies actually pay out. Term is short for terminate. It's for if you die, not when you die. So you guys did an amazing job getting this term policy to take care of you if you die prematurely. But I'm sure you took that policy out for it to be there when you're 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90 years old, right? Zakia, is your parents still with us?
My father passed. Actually.
Father passed, I'm sorry to hear that. Your mom still here?
Yeah.
How old is mom?
My mom's 62.
Okay, is grandma still here?
Yes.
How old is grandma?
My grandma's, she just turned 83.
Okay, what point did I just prove?
You have longevity at least another 20, 30 years.
I'm trying to prove to her that she's probably going to be here until she's in her 80s. That's the only thing I'm trying to prove. What about you, Raheem? And sometimes it can backfire, but you can always flip it. What about you, Raheem? Parents still here?
You want the flip version?
No, just give me a real situation.
Oh, yeah. Parents still here. Father 74, mama 60.
What? Dad 74 for real?
Yeah.
Wow. What about grandparents?
Charlie.
Okay. How old was your grandfather when he died?
Grandma, let's see. Grandfather.
Do you know?
He outlived everybody.
Okay.
So, yeah, he probably was 88.
Okay. You plan on living to be 88?
Absolutely.
Okay. What did I just prove? What did I just prove by him telling me that he planned on living to be 88?
You're going to outlive your term.
He just told me that he wanted to be here until 88. That's what I needed to hear. Okay, so here's the thing, Raheem. You guys have done a great job, but with this term policy, the way that these policies work is that typically they terminate as soon as you turn 65, or what happens is that once you turn 70, there are some term policies to 100, but typically with those policies, once you turn 70, each year they get more expensive. So they can start off at just $80 a month. How much do you pay now?
Okay.
Pay something up. How much do you pay?
80.
Good, $80. What happens is it can be $80 now. As soon as you turn 70, it can go to $280. At 71, it can go to $380. At 72, it can go to $680. At 73, it can go to $880. All right. If your program goes from $280 to $880, will you be able to pay for it?
No, not at all.
How would you pay for your funeral? Zakia, if something happens to your husband and you lost your insurance because it went from $280 to $880, how would you guys pay for his funeral? You wouldn't be able to. All right. So I'm not saying that you guys need $100,000, $200,000 of life insurance. Y'all hear how it's the exact same thing?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you need $100,000, $200,000 of life insurance. What I'm saying is you need something that's guaranteed and permanent. So when you guys are 70, 75, 80 years old, you still have your coverage. You still have something that's permanent. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Raheem, do you understand why they have us come out here now?
Yep.
Okay. Zakia?
Yes.
Okay, let's see what they recommended you. Every single time, it's the exact same way, and this will work. I promise you, this will work. All you got to do is don't deal with the objections at the door, get to the table, and that's when you deal with the objection. You be proactive about it, and what's going to happen is you're educating them. They don't know this stuff. But people will listen to you after you get their guard down and you start making sense. Once you've been in there building rapport, going over will kits, talking about parent nominations and telling people about their pets. You mean to tell me my dog?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get my. Yeah. Now they're gonna listen to you now because you're educating them and you're telling them something that they didn't know. Okay. Next one, cremation. What if somebody tell you at the door they don't need life insurance? They're gonna just pay for their cremation out of pocket.
Cool.
What do you say at the door? Let me hear it from you. What do you guys say at the door?
That's great. All I have to do is drop off
That's
this
okay, I just needed
group
to
report
walk you
form.
through the benefits. That's wonderful. If you didn't have something planned,
Whatever
we'd be
you
having
want
a
to.
totally different conversation.
Let me hear one person with confidence. One person with confidence respond. At the door, y'all. Listen. We heard the life insurance talk before. We had somebody from y'all company come out 3 months ago, and we told them we're going to do a cremation. We don't need no insurance.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I can't even get it out now.
Okay, who else? Somebody can get it out. Kiana.
That's great, Andre. The reason I'm coming here today is I just need to go over the program with you, and it doesn't matter what you do with the program actually, but most importantly, I do need to have you fill out an officer report form. This is going to make sure my boss knows I'm doing my job and I'm not at Burger King, on system.
I love how you say exactly what I just said. That's my humor. Listen, you don't have to say, I like that, Kiana, but you don't have to say that you're at Burger King or on Facebook. That's my sense of humor. If you want to say something else, you do. If you want to say something else, say something else. Like if you want to say that you're at the nail salon, you know what I'm saying, ladies? Or if you want to say something like that, or if you fellas, if y'all want to say, man, I'm at the gym, then say whatever. But that's my hate. I don't want them to think I'm over at Burger King. I'm actually doing my job, all right? You have to get them to listen to you. If you can get them to listen, you will get into the home, right? And you'll be able to do what you need to do. You'll be able to educate them. So let's keep it moving. So let's say cremation, right? Tell me you got a cremation right here. I'm going to show you how to do it.
All right,
But Kiana, good job. Yeah. Go ahead. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Keep it moving. I'm not going to do that. We're recording. Keep it moving. Tell me you got cremation. You don't need nothing.
You keep interrupting. I don't know when to go.
Go.
I'm gonna get cremated.
You going to get cremated?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Is your spouse home?
Yeah, they.
Okay, can we use your table?
Like in other words, that's nice.
I don't even care nothing about what he's saying. I can care less, y'all.
Cool story.
I can care less. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Appreciate you sharing that with me.
Yeah,
Look,
I'm just
listen,
trying to
listen,
know
real quick. Let's all, because we are recording. I know y'all gotta get phones. I'm telling you, I did it one time and it worked. I was in the field, right? I was in the field, and an older guy in his 50s came to the door. I knocked on his front door. I never forget it. I knocked on his front door. No one came to the door. So I looked, and it was a driver with another door on the side. I walked over there, knocked on that door. Knocked on the door, right? He came to the door. Hey, yeah, what's going on? I said, how you doing? My name is Andre. I work with the American Income Life. We're working through your laborers union. I'm with the American Income. You had requested, is this your handwriting? Okay, perfect. It's just my job to explain the benefits. No. We don't want none of that. So I said, sir, it's just my job to explain it. There's an officer report form that I need you to fill out. It basically lets them know I did my job. All right? I said, the more people I see, the more I get paid. So it doesn't take long. If it's not going to help you, it's not going to hurt you. How long is it going to take? It doesn't take long at all. Basically, I just run through exactly what you missed at the meetings. You probably don't even go to your meetings, do you? No, I haven't been to a meeting in 15 years. I said, okay. So basically, I go over what you missed at the meetings, and I answer your questions. I have you fill out the officer report form, and I show you your program, so it's up to you what you do from there. He was like, well, can you come back in 5 minutes? I'm like, yeah, of course. I'll run to see my next member, and I'll come back. So I came back, and they had me sit right in the driveway. So they brought a table outside, like a table like this, and we sat right in the driveway. Husband, wife, sold them $200 and some bucks a month.
Yep.
And I was like, you mean to tell me that basically I got this guy to listen to me by just telling him I needed him to fill out my officer report form? This was never in any scripts at the door, and I started saying it, and it started working. All right? But what I was about to say, right before I didn't say it, was that somebody's excuse was, I think I made the excuse of somebody just came 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if somebody was just there 3 months ago because that person wasn't me.
Right.
Bingo.
Y'all get what I'm saying?
I had to from a door knock.
Hold on. Listen to me, y'all. That person wasn't me. So I don't care that somebody was just there 3 months ago. I don't care if you met with Aaliyah, if you met with Jamar, if you met with Scotty, if you met with Brenda. If they didn't sell you, if you didn't buy from them, it's my turn now.
Right.
But they're not gonna want to hear that. So what could I say to make them say, oh, you know what, let me give this guy a chance. You know what I'm going to say? Oh, you know what? That's no big deal. I literally just drove all the way from Richmond. That's my excuse for why I need to still do the presentation.
Mm-hmm.
I just came all the way from Richmond, y'all. I'm an hour away now. You think I'm about to just turn around and go back because you told me somebody was there 3 months ago? Why you didn't tell me that on the phone when I called you?
Right.
Facts.
So I don't care what you do. If you told them no 3 months ago, that's fine with me. There's an officer report form that I need you to fill out. The more people I see, the more I get paid. It's just my job to go over your program. Okay? In the last 3 months, we've had new programs, new benefits. We've had lower rates. So if it wasn't something good for you then, it could be something better for you now. But either way, I'll leave the information with you. I just need you to fill out my officer report form that I'm going to take back to the company. Come on, y'all. You're not telling me no at the door. Cremation, all right? Here's what I'm going to tell you. Easy fix about cremation. All right? So let's say I'm at the needs analysis. I'm going to start it off just like this, you guys. All right. One of the biggest reasons why they have us come out is because a lot of our members were considering doing cremations. Did you want to do a cremation or burial?
Cremation.
You want to do a cremation, right? Is it because of cost reasons or you just don't want to be in the ground?
Cost reasons.
Okay, me too. Not really, but I'm going to say that. Me too. All right? I was just in a meeting. And they said the next 3 years, cremations are going to cost the exact same amount as a burial. When I first got into the insurance industry, cremations cost about $1,000. Now the average cost for a cremation is between $3,000 to $6,000. In the next 2 to 3 years, cremations will cost over $15,000 based off inflation because funeral directors have taken a pay cut. Funeral directors get a 60% commission on the funeral, on the burial, on the cremation. If you were a funeral director, would you want 60% of $15,000 or 60% of $3,000?
15.
It's supply and demand. So if you owned a hardware store and everybody was buying the $2 hammer, but you had a $10 hammer that you wanted people to buy, but they started buying a $2 hammer, what would you do? Just stop selling the $2 hammer and you only sell the $10 hammer, or you bring the cost up for the $2 hammer.
Make it 8.
And you make it 6 or make it 7 or make it 8, so that way you don't take a loss. It's the exact same way in the business. What I'm doing is I'm educating y'all. I'm explaining this to y'all the same way that you need to explain it to the clients. If I was in the home with the clients right now, I'll be talking to them the exact same way I'm talking to you guys. They'll be listening the exact same way that you're listening. So, if you're doing a cremation, good. But I'm going to tell you right now that you're going to need more than $3,000 to $6,000 for your cremation. I'm not saying you need 100, 200. Y'all should be finishing my sentences now. I'm not saying that you need.
In my head, I'm like, I'm not saying, but what I am saying.
Come on. I'm not saying that you need $100,000, $200,000 of life insurance. That's not what I'm saying. Because that's what the salespeople say.
Right.
Salespeople try to go for the juggler.
100,000.
They go for the juggler. I'm not going to go for the juggler. I'm going to give people what they need. All right? I'm not saying, Brianna, that you need $100,000, $200,000 of insurance. But I am saying that you want something that's guaranteed and permanent so that when you are 70, 75, 80 years old, you can look back at this and be so happy that you got this stuff taken care of. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right. So do you understand why they have us come out now? Sean, do you understand why they have us come out? Okay. So let's see what they recommend. Every single time. I'm literally giving you my exact ways to beat this stuff up. All right? I have to tell you that cremations are going up in price so I can get you the insurance that you need for it. If you think you got $2,000 in the bank account and that's how you're going to pay for this cremation, you're going to have another thing coming after you meet with me. But I'm going to do it when I want to do it. Because guess what? I haven't showed you a price yet. So if I haven't showed you a price yet and I've already created a problem and I'm giving you a solution, in your mind, you're going,
How much is it?
I hope I can afford
Okay.
this solution.
you're gonna be going, I want it.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I can pay for it.
Right.
And that's what I want. I want you to understand that you want it. Y'all get what I'm saying? In every presentation, this is how I like to look at things. You have a fence, okay? When you walk into that house, that client is at the bottom of that fence. During the needs analysis, they'll get to the top of that fence and they'll get over to the other side. They'll get over it on the other side of that fence. This is where you get them over right now at the needs analysis. They need to be over this fence, over, before you show them anything that costs money. If you're showing them cost and they're right here and they're not over, I got news for you. If they're not over that fence and you start showing them cost, they're going to climb right back down. Once you get them over, they'll never go back over. All right, did I tell y'all about what I used to do to my mother when I was younger? So what I would do is, I was seeing all these kids, they was getting the new Jordans, right? And I would want the new Jordans. But I knew my mom wasn't going to buy $150 Jordans. You know what I mean? So I tricked her. I said, Mom, can we get these new shoes? My shoes tore. So I would literally take my shoes and tear them up. Like I would like take them against the concrete and like I would tear all this off. I would tear it up. And I would tell her, Mom, can I get these shoes? She would say, how much they cost, Andre? She'd be so upset. How much they cost? I would say, I think $70, like $70. So what happened was my mom made up in her mind, all right, I'm going to get my boy some shoes. They're only $70. So she was over the fence before she got to finish line. Y'all get what I'm saying? Before we got to champs, I don't know if it was finish line or foot action. Probably foot action back then. Before we got to foot action, she was already over the fence ready to buy the shoes. So once we got to the register, and they said, that would be $162.50. Just sitting there like,
I ain't hear nothing.
Right.
Like, wait, per shoe?
Y'all get what I'm saying? Now we already got in the car, drove to Southwick Mall, went to foot action, got the shoes. I'm sitting there, I see I got these sad puppy eyes. I'm sitting there looking at her like, please, Mama, look at my shoe. I got them. I walk right out with the shoe. You know what I mean? She already over the fence. It's the exact same way. If you get them over the fence in the presentation before you show the cost, and they understand that they need it, okay, he's not saying that I need $100,000, $200,000. But he is saying I need something that's permanent. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, I think I need it too. Now they're over the fence. Once they get over the fence, they're not coming back. They never go back over. So when you show them the price, they'll do anything they can afford. If they can afford $200 a month, they'll do $200 a month. If they can afford $100, they'll do $100. If they can only afford $50, they'll do $50. But you walk out of every house with a check. Every single house with a check. So let's keep it going.
So basically you're saying the close occurs at the needs analysis.
Oh, yeah. This is where it happens.
Yeah.
This is where it happens. It happens right at the needs analysis. All right, prepaid funerals. Somebody tell you at the door, Andre, we're going to do a prepaid funeral. My wife told me it was about life insurance. I called my cousin who referred me. He told me it was about life insurance. I'm letting you know we got prepaid funerals. We don't need anything. What are we going to say?
That's great.
Oh, no. No, it's good that you have a prepaid funeral. These are benefits that I'm going to go over with you today. It's not just about life insurance. We have actual benefits that really only the police, firefighters, and veterans have access to. Your cousin Sean just wanted me to get you the information. I've already drove from Richmond. I've been on the road for an hour. So if this stuff is not going to help you, it's not going to hurt you. But I do need you to fill out this officer report form that's going to go back to my company so that they know I did my job. Okay? So it doesn't take long. Can we use your table? Get in the house, y'all. Get in the house. Tell you this right now. If y'all can master this, y'all going to be able to teach and train and be successful. And I'm going to be able to trust you to go run an office here. You're going to make $200,000, $300,000 a year. And you're going to lead an office at 3, 4 o'clock. And you're going to have a team of 20, 25, 30 people that you're teaching, that you're making an impact on, that you're changing their lives. But I need y'all to understand how to handle objections and how to teach it. So now, prepaid funeral, right? So, now we're at the needs analysis. Because I've got in the door, I'm taking it back out. All right, I'm going over this literally. If you guys don't learn this, it's just because y'all not meant to learn nothing. So I know y'all gonna learn this. I know y'all gonna learn this. That's why I just keep going over and over and over. Now I'm at the needs analysis. What's the next thing that's gonna come out my mouth?
The biggest reason why they have us come out.
Ooh, y'all good. Y'all is good. Y'all was saying at the same time. Look, y'all, the biggest reason why they have us come out is because what a lot of my members were doing, they were going with a prepaid funeral. Let me tell you why that was an issue, all right? All prepaid funerals have a 10-year inflation clause. If they set you up for a prepaid funeral, you either pay monthly or you pay a lump sum. So did you guys pay monthly or lump sum?
Monthly.
Y'all paid monthly? So how much have you paid so far?
$2,500.
You paid $2,500? So here's the issue of prepaid funerals, is that if you were to die right now, your prepaid funeral is only worth what you put in. Funeral directors are not in business to lose money. So that's the first issue. But let's say you completely pay for it. What's the total amount that you have to pay for your prepaid funeral?
$10,000.
$10,000. So when you pay $10,000 for your prepaid funeral, understand something. They do not have a casket sitting on the side waiting for you. None of that stuff is bought. You know what they did? They took a piece of paper and they check marked it. All right, Raheem paid for the casket. Shalisa paid for this. They paid for that. That's all they did. With inflation, all of that stuff costs more money. But are funeral homes in business to make money or to lose money?
Make money.
To make money. So if they buy a casket, if the caskets are going in 2020 for $6,000, but you died in 2040, and now caskets cost $26,000. Do you think the funeral director is going to take his own $20,000 and pay for that difference?
No.
No.
For you and for everybody else?
No.
This is how you got to explain it to the clients. The biggest reason why they have us come out here is because, let's say you got your cremation for $6,000. Let's say you're buried. Let's say the casket that you picked out was $6,000. You died 20 years later. Now the casket costs $26,000. Are funeral homes in business to make money or lose money? So do you think they're going to take their own $20,000 for not only you, but everybody else that got a prepaid funeral and buy their casket?
No.
It's called a 10-year inflation clause. Anything over 10 years, any extra cost over 10 years, your family is responsible for it. Okay? So you've done an amazing job with the prepaid funeral. Because if you were to die right now, that's going to be money that goes towards your funeral. Okay? You plan on dying right now, Dan?
No.
What about you?
No.
What about you, Aaliyah? You plan on dying right now? All right. Is your mother still with us? How old is grandma? How old is mom? Is grandma still with us?
Yep.
How old is grandma?
70 something?
Okay. If you live to be as old as grandma, funerals are going to cost a lot more than what it costs right now, which means your family's going to have to come up with that money themselves. So I'm not saying that you need $100,000 or $200,000 of insurance. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that you need something that's permanent, something that's guaranteed, so that when you do pass away, your family has that program along with the money from the prepaid funeral to take care of everything that they're going to need. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, Raheem, do you understand why they have us come out here now?
I do.
Because this is why they have me come out. Specifically for this reason.
That's exactly why I'm here.
Y'all get what I'm saying? You have to make them feel like, listen to me. I'm gonna say this in the camera. My dude. You have to make them feel like their issue is everybody else's issues in the world. They cannot feel like they're the only ones. They cannot. They cannot feel like, so I'm the only one that has this problem. If they feel like that, they're never going to do anything about it.
Right.
You have to make them feel like it's normal. Normal. Could you imagine? No, we're not even going to go into that. Make them feel like it's normal. This is why we come out. For this reason. And I promise you, you're going to educate them. You're going to walk out with a check. Because you're not saying that they need $100,000, $200,000.
What you are saying is something permanent.
Because you know the programs is going to recommend $30,000 the whole life. You know what our market is. You know what it is. So you already know what it's going to recommend them, so that's why you get them set up for that. All right, done with that. And we'll just finish these last ones. We'll be done. I won't go so in depth. So donate my body to science. Y'all know what I'm going to do at the beginning. Y'all know what I'm going to say. I'm going to get to the needs analysis, and I'm going to say the exact same thing. One of the biggest reasons why they have us come out here, because a lot of our members are going to donate their body to science. But what happens is when you donate your body to science, you can be rejected after you've been approved. The first step is you have to be approved first. Okay? So you can't just decide to donate your body to science. You literally have to fill out an application, just like you're going through or requesting a loan from the bank. You have to fill out an application, and they have to say, yes, we want you. There's so many people donating their body to science right now because they don't have money. They don't have things prepared to take care of their funerals, that literally these hospitals and these places are getting backed up and they're rejecting people. We have too many people, too many applications. That's the first problem and the reason why they have us come out. The second thing is that even if they do approve you, based off how you die, they can reject you. All right? I actually have someone in my office. Tell your story more.
My grandfather had polio as a child, so he applied to donate his body to science, and he got approved, but he died of stomach cancer, so they couldn't tell the difference between chemotherapy and polio, like the deterioration of his body, so he actually got rejected when he died.
So simple thing. I actually got someone in my office, a really good friend of mine. Her grandfather actually passed away from stomach cancer. He was actually approved. He was approved. They accepted his application. Based off how he passed away, they denied it. They rejected him. So I'm not saying, you guys, that you need $100,000, $200,000 of life insurance. But what I am saying is that you need something that's permanent, so that if they do reject you, your family has our Freedom of Choice program, where you have our program or our programs to make sure things are simple and easy, the way that they should be. Okay? So Morgan, do you understand why they have us come out now? Jillian, do you understand why they have us come out now? Let me see what they recommend you. Every single time. I know what they're going to recommend them. That's my conversation every single house. And 30 minutes later, I'm walking out like this. It was a pleasure to meet you. All right. Make sure you call your brother and your sister. I'm going to call them tomorrow. All right. We already talked to your cousin. I'm going to go see him tomorrow. But make sure you call your brother and sister, okay?
Okay.
If you need anything, oh, and by the way, thank you for your business.
Of course.
Every conversation is ending just like that. I promise you. All right? Because you're educating them throughout the time. You're educating them throughout the process. All right? Mom has insurance. Simple. All right? Who pays for the insurance? All right? What if mom comes into a financial situation and stop paying and you don't know it?
She lets it go.
All right? So if mom gets into a bind and can't pay for it and she lets it lapse and you don't even know because this is not something that you and mom talk about, you don't have insurance anymore, do you?
No.
Mom pays for the insurance, so who's the beneficiary?
Mom.
Mom is. Typically, when moms get life insurance for their kids, they don't get a lot of insurance. So if you run into somebody that has an older mother that's in their 60s, 70s, or 80s, and they're in their 40s or 50s telling you that my mom has an insurance policy and she's had it since I was a kid, I guarantee you she probably had about $5,000 of insurance. Insurance companies don't want to give a lot of life insurance to a kid, to a child, because there's really no reason for a child to have a ton of insurance. So our company may give you $30,000, $25,000. But if you had a policy with another company and it was years ago, if you're talking to a grown-up that's in their 40s or 50s and they're telling you, my parent had life insurance for me, I guarantee you their parent has $5,000 of insurance.
Chances they borrowed against it too.
And they could have borrowed, they could have took money from it. They could have borrowed from the cash value because you know why? It's their policy. They can do whatever they want with it. All right. What happens if you're a couple, like husband and wife, and one of the spouses is telling me that their parents have life insurance? Does that mean that their parents going to give your spouse the coverage?
No.
No.
Chicken story.
We've actually seen situations where the parent told the spouse, "Well, no, I think that my child would have wanted me to keep the money." We've heard that though. We've heard it. So this is super simple. Do you understand why they have us come out now?
Yeah.
You just got to be proactive with it. If you're proactive with it and you talk about it at the needs analysis, they'll never bring it up again. I promise you. You get to the end, they'll never bring that up. Last one, work insurance. All right, this should have been the first one, but this is the last one. We'll talk about it. Y'all know what I'm going to say at the door? Good. At the needs analysis, I'm going to find out about the work insurance. I'm going to ask all the other questions. And I'm going to go right before I hit submit. I'm going to say,
The biggest reason why the company has this come out.
one of the
is
biggest
because
reasons why
so
they have
many
us come out
companies.
is because group insurance is amazing. The problem is once you leave your job or retire, you typically lose it. There are other few times that you won't keep your insurance if you were to leave your job when you retire or if you have a long illness that may lead to death. There are only a few life insurance companies. There are only a few companies and jobs that will allow you to keep your insurance. And typically how it works is every year that you retire and that you are retired, your face amount reduces. But what I'm going to tell you is anything given to you can be taken away. All right? There are some companies that won't reduce your face amount. They will allow you to keep the insurance. But anything given to you can be taken away. Last year in March, Sears was paying over $12 million a year in premiums for everyone's life insurance. They woke up one morning and said, we're not doing it anymore. Over 30,000 different retirees lost their insurance. True story. Show it to them. Show it to them. Let me show you. Let me show you real quick. You see this? Over 30,000 different, you see that? Sharon?
Wow.
You want to see that?
Makes no sense.
All right, some of these people muted. Some of these people were in their 80s and 90s. If you're 80 or 90 years old, you think you can get insurance?
No.
They lost their insurance. What are their families going to do for their funerals? That's the biggest reason why they have us come out. So your insurance right now through your job is amazing because if you were to die right now, it's going to pay out. But you're 50 right now. Is your father still with us, Cody? How old is dad?
80.
All right, 80? You plan on living to be 80?
Hopefully a little older.
If you plan on living to be 80, you definitely need some permanent insurance. You don't want to rely on your group insurance because at any moment, a new CEO, they can have contract negotiations, benefit changes, and they can change everything and take everything away from you. Okay? So, Cody, I'm not saying, listen to me. I'm not saying that you need $100,000 or $200,000 of life insurance. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is you need what?
Something that's permanent for the time that
You're my boy.
you're gonna need it most.
Look at my boy Fabian. There we go. There you go. All right. That's what I'm saying. You need something that's guaranteed and permanent that's going to be there when you need it the most. All right. So you understand why they have us come out? Kiana, do you understand why they have us come out now? Why we work with over 30,000 different unions and we've done so since 1952?
Yes.
Do you understand why we're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau and why we have over $63 billion of life insurance in force and why we waive everyone's premium if they get laid off or go on strike? Let's see what they recommend you.